Hey bad kids, and welcome to my channel. In this episode I take a walking tour around the city, discover Roman ruins, Rila Monastery and so much more. Let's go! Sofia was founded 7,000 years ago by early settlers from Turkey. The Romans took over in the 9th century, then developed here the Forum and a big city centre. The Ottomans later took over and then Bulgaria was liberated in 1878. We're now walking through the ancient Roman city of Serdica. So behind me are the ancient remains from the Roman Empire that was here. They date from around the 1st to the 4th century AD. You see the line on the tiles there. It's because once they uncovered this in 2010 to 2012, they're like, oh my god, it's uncovered, everyone look what we have, and then they just started to disintegrate, so they had to be built up on top of the original ones to preserve the original ones underneath. So the line is the original and above the newly ones that are about 10 years old.
Okay, I'm patient. It cannot wait cause you test my patience. I try to pray for you, for you, for you. I try to pray for you.
I'm standing behind the eastern gate of the Roman city. You can see the walls were built really solid and thick because there was no natural protection around, such as rivers or hills. The walls are 2 meters thick and 8 meters high. It was discovered here in 2010 to 2012 when the city was expanding its metro. The door to the church behind me, built super low down to make people bow before God. You may also notice this building is built of random miscellaneous materials, and that's because during Ottoman times you were allowed to build a Christian church, but you needed to get permission from the city. They said yes, you can build it, but next year, and they procrastinated until the locals got tired and they just collected all this shit and built the church. Behind me is the only functioning mosque in the city of Sofia. Traditionally called a prayer happens 5 times a day, although here locals complained at the 5 AM one and the late night one, so they only do the 3.
I try to pray for you.
I'm standing inside the central market hall. It used to be full of market food stalls, but was bought by a supermarket chain who refurbished the whole building. It was in desperate need of it after it was bombed into oblivion in World War II. It was abandoned until it was reconstructed in 1971.
I pray for you, for you, for you. I try to pray for you, for you.
At the start of the 20th century, most people did not have a bathroom in their house. So the government opened this, a communal bathhouse. It also has a natural hot water spring underneath due to volcanic activity underground, but it was eventually abandoned and now has been turned into a museum, although there are still protests to reopen it as a bathhouse. But the government promises next year, and that next year the people are still waiting for. Bulgarians are kings of procrastination. It's saved them and it's good luck. It's warm, slightly sulfury, but full of minerals.
I try to pray for you.
Behind me is a communist era building and I'm standing in the old Lenin Square. The statue of St. Sofia over there used to be a statue of Lenin, and a communist era shopping centre stood here as well. It was the only place with escalators for years, and you could also buy a car there. If you got lucky enough to get on the waiting list for one, the wait was 8 to 12 years to get a car. Coming up, it's now called Independence Square, and they have renamed this building National Assembly. After the fall of communism, the first international business that came to Sofia was a McDonald's. St. George Rotunda, originally built to be a bathhouse by the Romans in the 4th century, and now is a church. There's a secret church hidden inside it that the architect was told to destroy and rebuild over it, but he built around it and kept it secretly hidden and still intact. You can do a tour inside and see it as well. You can see on the raised floor there, that's how the Romans did the in-floor heating. They would be heated up by steam under the floorboards. The Vazov National Theatre, named after the famous poet here. It was built in 1904. My love, if you feel like I do right now. The former royal palace. To the other side, my love. These little red and white bracelets, people wear them around their wrists and give them to their loved ones in March. And then in the first blossoming tree of spring, which is often this palm tree behind me, they hang it in the tree. As per tradition, darling. The Alexander Nevsky Church, by far the most famous symbol of Sofia. It took 40 years of donations to build it, and it's 40 meters tall. Cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. Sofia Church behind me, although this is not the original, it's built in the exact place of the original and is on the highest point in the city. The city of Sofia is named after this church, and it became named after this church because people would refer to this city as Sofia because they'd see this church on the highest point and say, there's Sofia. Before that, the city was called the Roman name, which was Serdica. That was pretty cool. You can do a tour of the underground of the church for €4, about $7 Aussie, and it takes you through all the previous churches that were built, because this is basically a church onto a church onto a church onto a church. So you can see old walls, mosaic floors, and even painted murals in there, dating back to bloody like year 300 AD. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the YOLO, I'm going on the pub crawl. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. Instead of saying cheese here, they say the word for cabbage, K.E.B.A, because the word for cheese does not make me smile. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Go! Get down! Tuck shot, babe! Vibe alert! Get down!
Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love.
I'm at Rila Monastery today doing a day tour. It is the largest Eastern Orthodox monastery in Bulgaria and the most famous. It was founded by St. John of Rila in the 10th century. He was a hermit who lived in a cave. He lived in a cave to be closer to God, believing God was in nature, and gathered quite a few followers. His followers built this monastery, and it's begun as barracks and turned into the monastery over the centuries. And it has been lucky to always been a monastery here, even despite Bulgaria's vast and complex history being overtaken by many different peoples. Inside the monastery there are the remains of St. John of Rila and also King Boris III, which was the first true Bulgarian king, and he notably refused to deport 43,000 Bulgarian Jews during World War II. He was later killed shortly after meeting with Hitler and denying his request.
Say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
That's me out of Bulgaria. Fresh ink to little Tomorrowland butterfly, and I am off to Georgia. Thanks for watching. Please support me by liking this video. Next time I head to Georgia, which is #1 on my bucket list, starting with Tbilisi.